Holy moly, Mitchell. Now, that was a game to remember.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I cannot believe Lotus managed to win that game. I think a ton of mistakes from both sides of the team to make that happen. Because it did feel like, from the analysis we made, what they're talking about on the cast, Lotus didn't really have a great comp. It's like 5 range champions. It's an Alistair who can punt away a Fiddlesticks ulti. It's just a bunch of CC tanks that Vlad doesn't have a fun time killing, right? It's literally, they have to hope they get to randomly kill the Vayne with a Spirit Visage and then win the
Yeah.
game, right?
Yeah, that was interesting, that last fight. But before we get into the later games, in the beginning, there's some interesting things happening in the bot 2v2 where Kiwi was out of position.
Yeah, Kiwi was out of position a lot in the 2v2 in the bot lane, getting just headbutted and pulverized by the Alistair, dying for first blood. Seemed a little uncomfortable on the Seraphine, his first ranged champion in this game, in this series. So, gonna want to make sure they shore it up, because the early game should not have been that bad for Lotus. They had a lot of winning lanes.
Yeah, for sure. Accelerate got ahead from LZ ganking over and over again, but there was some parts in the beginning while we were ahead, and then LZ and then Kiwi, their Seraphine and Fiddlesticks ultimates were really key. But then on Soul Point, where Wyo won a 4v5 when Vayne was dead.
Yeah.
And that was one part of the comp where we were talking about the comp where there's 5 range and then 4 melees just won the fight there, and that
Yeah.
was really...
Yeah, that was wild. The fact that they were able to win that 4v5 after catching out the Vayne, right, making them go to base. Like, they just jumped over the blast plant and won the fight 4v5. They got the Dragon Soul, the Soul Point, and it just showed the comp difference, right? It was just tanks on top of range champions. It doesn't matter how much damage the range champions are, just that tank items are really broken right now in the meta. Tanks are broken in the meta. We're seeing full tank Hekrams and Udyrs just one-shotting squishy champions. I honestly think Lotus got away with murder this series.
Yeah, definitely. Now we can talk about how Wild traded Soul for a Binhib, whatever. That was fine. And then the Elder Drake came, and we saw Pomgo kind of do some Vayne spotting in that team fight, walking with Alistair and Kiwi there.
Yeah. That was
No.
some interesting Vayne spotting situation. I mean, we were talking about it as soon as it happened, right? Kiwi actually missed the Seraphine ulti.
Yeah.
Like, Pomgo was out. He was fine. He could have just, hung out with his tanks, maybe killed the Vlad, maybe killed just whoever was in front of him. But he decided to tumble all the way in on the Vayne, into the bush. And then guess what? Seraphine exhausts him, right? He does less damage. And then Alistair on the Sivir just clicks him to death, just right clicks him to death autos. It was such a nuts way to lose the game for Wyo. I'm sure that Wyo were thinking in their heads that this game is won. We have Dragon Soul. We have the better comp. We have a Vayne with Spirit Visage against a team that has to one-shot him, right? With Fiddle Vlad.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah. I think Wyo's going to be kicking themselves that they lost that game. And they're going to be fearing the reverse sweep, right? Lotus was the team to be feared. Crisp, it wasn't looking like it earlier, but we're going to game 5. Lotus 3-2 can still happen.
Yep, I agree. Maybe, hopefully my prediction is right, but we never know. And actually, in the Excellency 2, Akuma Glaives versus New Age is also going to a game 5, which is awesome. This is a great quarterfinals.
Yeah,
everyone.
Great quarterfinals. It looks like we're already in draft. I missed that earlier, so let's take a look at the draft from Lotus. Lotus will be blue side here, Hecarim ban, and then the Thresh ban, classic from Wyo.
Yeah, Hecarim just broken, and LZ doesn't play it, so we can just keep it banned. Standard bans. Kaisa, again, also another ban for Alistair, and looks like it's just gonna be the same bans over and over again, which is understandable. Both teams feel like they can do the same. And Silver ban, maybe Alistair wasn't really feeling it.
Yep, they will ban the Sivir. They're not going to go for the Triss. It is going to be the Udyr first pick right now. I don't think Udyr has won a game in this series yet, right? Yeah, so
either. Wait, actually, game three.
no, they did
LZ
win
won
one.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lotus won in game 3.
yeah, whoopsies. We'll see what Wyo picks up here in response to the Udyr. There's no champion in the game that can really clear like an Udyr right now. The ganks are really powerful too, so it's going to be a J4. So they're completely abandoning the clear strategy. They're saying, we're going really, really down in clearing. We don't care. We're ganking. We're team fighting. We're engaging. I personally don't like an early J4 if you're going to do this, because Lotus can draft a bunch of champions that have dashes and can get out of the pit, right? Because, if you pick Ezreal here, right, how are you ever killing the ADC as a J4? So I'm curious to see what they're going to pick instead.
Okay, so Wombo combo. They're going for Wombo combo. Yep.
Yeah, they are going for Wombo combo here. What do you think? Do you think this forces Lotus to pick up Seraphine? They're going to be afraid of the J4 Misfortune Seraphine combo.
I think it definitely tells them, if you guys don't pick Seraphine, we will.
Yep.
While telling that to Lotus, and we'll see if Lotus do respond with the Seraphine.
Yeah, there's the Ezreal I was saying. Yep. And Seraphine also, let's see if we see a Rel. Okay. I think it's going to be Rel from Wyo. Just the Giga engage, nice. Right? They're setting up the Seraphine bait. Like, you have to pick Seraphine here or we take it. And if you don't take it, we get Rel, I think. Or Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank could be it, but Blitzcrank's not very good into Ezreal.
I agree.
That's what I would go here if I was Wyo. I think you can also go Braum. Braum is really good into Seraphine and kind of fulfills the Wombo combo. It's going to be a Nautilus. Not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of that. I would rather prefer a Rel or whatever you said.
Braum, yeah.
Yeah, Braum. But, I mean, I guess Birdman is this is his 12th game on Nautilus. He's played a lot of Nautilus games this season.
Yeah, so I think Wyo taking a little book out of Lotus and saying, let's play on comfort, right? Nautilus is obviously not a bad pick here. It's just maybe not the perfect Wombo champion, but it's comfort for Birdman, and I think that is pivotal in a Game 5 situation. There is the Vlad ban, finally!
Yes. Game 3 and 4, Lotus decided to pick Vlad, and then Wyo's Game 5 is like, yep, we are banning that. We cannot deal with it no matter what.
Yeah, can't deal with the Vlad. I completely agree. Just ban out comfort, right? We're in the situation where Game 5 is where the nerves come on. So just pick comfort. Be comfortable. I'm being told, yeah, J4 is also comfort for Rezero. So I think this is a great way to go, and Lotus should aim to look for comfort champions as well. Just play what you know you're good at and, can play under pressure. Maybe we'll see another mid lane ban. Will we see the Cassiopeia from Lotus here?
I assume so. Yep, there it is. And
yep.
Well, the same 2 bans that Lotus have been doing for the last 3 games, and it's been working for them. So
yep,
we will see what they do now.
I completely agree. I expect a Cho'Gath maybe here. We've been seeing it have, honestly, a lot of impact, just not really losing lane at all in the top lane. It's going to be the Orianna. Will we see a Lucian counter pick from the side of Lotus? Lucian, historically very good into Orianna. Also very good into J4, right? You get to dash out of his EQ, of his ulti. Honestly, not bad into Misfortune. You can jump out of the Misfortune ulti as well. So I would love a Lucian here. And I'm curious that if they do go Lucian mid, they're going to want an AP top.
Damage, yep.
Yeah.
So we can also be looking at a Mordekaiser possibly.
I was going to say Mordekaiser as well, yep. We're going to get a little delay on this pick here. It's going to be an Aurelia.
Aurelia to Orianna, I believe.
Yeah, Aurelia to Orianna. That's a JVL special. He's been playing a lot of Aurelia. He played it against Bucky's. So JVL gonna be popping off on the Aurelia here. I can't honestly wait to see him on it. It's not bad here, right? It's really decent into the Orianna. You can have a lot of kill pressure. You can get out of the J4 ulti. You can duel the J4 at all times. And there's the Mordekaiser, as you called this. Good weak side. There's not a lot of counters into it. It's just going to be the Cho'Gath counter into the Mordekaiser. Yeah. It's been banned against him previously, right? Darius and Mordekaiser being banned against Accelerate will not come through today. I personally think the Mordekaiser is going to be pretty decent for them, right? Get to yoink out the Cho'Gath and be able to get the dragons because Cho'Gath has had so much dragon control. It's going to be a
Okay, with
GP.
Gangplank. Okay, so first new top I mean, Mordekaiser and Gangplank were this is their first time being picked this series, but this is a spicy game. Game 5. Oh, I can't wait.
Spicy game 5. So the GP here, I mean, they do both play similar roles in Mordekaiser and GP. They play weak side, they get it completely ignored by the jungle, and they, GP's gonna ulti bot lane, right? Mordekaiser's gonna ulti the jungler, and they're gonna get dragon control with that. Gonna be pretty, seems like bot and focused, right? Aurelia, I think, is gonna be roaming a lot, running around. There's nobody that can match the split push with Aurelia and Mordekaiser this game. Absolutely nobody. That's what Lotus is going to look for. And as well, if Lotus can get ahead through the split push, the team fight is very maneuverable for Aurelia and Mordekaiser. There's only 2 CC champions that they really have to worry about, the J4, the Nautilus, and I guess the Shockwave. But there's so much mobility, so much ways to become invulnerable and dodge things that I actually do like Lotus's comp. It's very scrappy. They should be able to get a lot of early dragons.
Yeah, I agree. Now, who do you think will win this game based on these drafts?
Well,
that's the big question.
You already know my prediction, Crisp. It was 3-2 Lotus. I didn't expect it in this fashion at all. I wasn't thinking of the potential reverse sweep, but I'm going Lotus. I think they have a lot of comfort champions. I think they have a lot of really powerful champions that they're good on and comfortable on. I think Wyo is a lot of comfort too. It's going to be a close one, but I'm giving it to Lotus.
All right, now that's a true Lotus fan from Mitchell. Now, don't forget, Akuma Glaives and New Age and Excellency 2 are also in Game 5, so make sure to watch out for that. And is that all, Mitchell?
Yeah, that's going to be all for me. We're going to send it to some Game 5 hypeness here, and we will send it to intermission. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Bum 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 da 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 Okay, we're good.
when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of a world that we defy. A soul array of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, individual people of all ages, I welcome you with open arms to game number 5 between Lotus and WyoBoomers in Excellency Heavy League Finals, but we're not going to have too much time for pleasantries. Maybe. We might get an early invade here.
Wow.
Birdman on the
Please
Nautilus.
tell me we're going to get a 5v5 at level 1 in game 5. Please give it to me. I'm begging you. Somebody walk out of the bush. Somebody please bait yourself. Oh my god, I want this so bad.
Birdman,
Please,
made
Birdman, please. Birdman, come on. You can do this.
He's going for it. He's going for it. Land, there you go. A massive root. Birdman's going to have to flash away exhausted. That's the fight to start things out. Ignite goes down as well from Birdman. No one dies. Good God, DJ, we're off to a great start.
I love it. I don't even care that nobody died. It would have been better if everyone did, but still, this is what game 5s are made of. Terrible drafts, comfort picks all over the place, and 5v5ing at level 1. I'm so excited for this game, Necrox.
Man, if that doesn't get you pumped, then I don't know what does. And that clearly tells you these two teams got an extremely good idea about what each other are up to. LZ was so low, actually, his clear won't be super healthy. You're going to have to pop a pot or two to help clear those Krugs. Bracero's going to have to smite the blue buff to get things going here in the jungle as well. Everyone going to pay the price there for the level 1, but we are off to the races in game 5. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm going to say it relentlessly. Never in history have we had a reverse sweep. It's on the board here for Lotus. It's seemed impossible, but they've brought the impossible back to the probable. Here, Lotus have so much to do, but they're up to the task tonight.
Yeah, and what a turnaround it was. Just so far ahead in game number 1. They are on the end of a monumental comeback from WyoBoomers. They tilt off the face of the earth as Palm Goat dominates game number 2, and somehow they find the mental fortitude to turn it back around. They fall behind in game 3 after going ahead. That time they get it right. They turn it around. They win the game. They take the momentum, and with a terrible composition in game number 4, they find the team fights they need to win. And it was the members that I was criticizing in the first 2 games that came to life. JVL, deathless in game number 4. Great on the Yone in game number 3, drawing a Yone ban in the next 2 games, and Accelerate on his favored Vladimir, just dominating team fights, destroying Palm Goat, and bringing Lotus alongside their main carry Alistair back into the series. We are so primed and ready for this final game. Lotus seems to be online and at their full power. WyoBoomers have a chance to bring it back. They have now gone to comfort, and can they find the same kind of mental fortitude, the same kind of turnaround that Lotus had to pick up the win, to stop the reverse sweep?
The pages are blank, and tonight, these two teams have been filling them with ink, excuse me, as they stain the history here on Excellency Heavy League, making absolute legends of themselves. And here in the bot lane, Alistair is going to be able to arcane shift, but in the mid lane, JBL might not meet the same fate, trying to go for what could be a heavy trade, but Rocero's here along with LZ. This one might not go as planned. JDL flashing away. Rocero on the chase. LZ very fast. When's the flag and drag going to come off cooldown? In 2 seconds. There you go. First blood. There's your flag and drag. Double kill to Trinity. JVL was popping off earlier in the series, but it's now Trinity's time to shine.
And who could you couldn't ask for a better person to pick up the first 2 kills if you're WyoBoomers. Trinity, your carry all season, your carry all of last season, has gapped JVL in so many games this season, struggles in game 3 and 4, now set up on his most played champion in the Orianna in a counter matchup to carry this game. You could not ask for a better start to this game for WyoBoomers.
And, you know, I would say that at this point, it seems bleak and dull, but it doesn't matter. Lotus have been up against bleak and dull. They've been against all odds here tonight, and they have pulled it out relentless to the odds, and now they're looking to secure first dragon. YOR with that bot lane priority and mid lane having those 2 kills. That one will be secured. Of course, always going to go to the way of the Misfortune Nautilus lane. And with a sizable gold lead as well, it's Wyo off to a good start in game 5.
Yeah, such a good start. You know, we talk about Trinity, of course, the carry now with all the gold, but I gotta give some credit over to Rocero. The first pick on red side, this Jarvan, he's played it 5 times, 4 times on red side. It's a red side favorite of his. He has a perfect, and I mean frame perfect EQ flash to interrupt JVL on that Q. That was just gorgeous for him. Sets up the double kill. He gets the first Drake as well. It is an early pick. It's something that needs to get ahead, get his team ahead, and starting off so well here is JVL to set up his big mid lane carry.
Yeah, JBL going to be set a little behind for now, but that Aurelia, man, the moment the ball starts rolling, it seems so impossible to stop. LZ going to try to do some counter jungling, won't come up with much. Going to try to smite fight for the big chicken, but really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Is now Alistair and Kiwi looking to clear away some vision here in the bot side river. Kiwi going to be in charge of that one. There you go, knocked down, no problem. But the narrative's coming into the night, DJ. We're all about these 280 carries, but oh, how the books have opened and how the scripts have completely flourished. Accelerate has been amazing these last couple games, JVL as well, and now it's really anyone's game and anyone's series to be had.
Yeah, it is going to be anyone's series. I mean, this is a game 5. You know, everything goes out the window. If you have the mentality, what you're saying to yourself at the start of this game for both teams is, okay, those first 4 games, they don't matter. They're gone, right? Momentum, right? You can argue you have momentum for Lotus. They'll be telling themselves, we got momentum. But if you're Boomers, just, yeah, first 4 games, they didn't happen, right? It's just a best of 1. You're just playing for all the marbles, just like you would have been in regular season or anything. Everything's on the line. You just gotta perform. And this is where performers step up. This is where clutch members step up. Last year, WyoBoomers knocked Accelerate out of playoffs. Will he, the man who was on the tier 1, the all-pro team 1 last season, will he step up again? Or will WyoBoomers, will Trinity be the ones to come away? This is all about having that monster mentality, having that clutch factor, and getting it done for your team in the critical moments.
And now it's time to execute, boys. Already a double kill on Trinity, which will feel real nice in this early game. Only 8 minutes in and has a lost chapter. Going to keep all that mana, but Birdman is spotted on this ward. The root won't connect, but we've already seen the interaction between the Dredge line and the Arcane Shift a couple times. Always going to go the way of Ezreal as long as you time it properly. And now second buffs are all up across the map, but look at the jungle CSD. LZ is running circles and will now run really fast away from Rocero.
Yeah, and you know, it's good by LZ. He's doing exactly what he needs to do on this Udyr, but this is what you would expect from a Jarvan versus Udyr. The Jarvan never really going to be able to keep up with the Udyr in terms of jungle clear pacing and power farming. You want to affect your lanes, you want to get your other members ahead, and you've already basically nullified a counter matchup in mid lane. Bot lane's doing fine, top lane's doing fine, but LZ making the first move up here. Oh my!
That was close to deadly. Accelerate and Papa both flashing out. Papa looking, but because LZ had shown up and he was so strong, has to commit his own flash out. The Cannon Barrage now will not be available for the next time period, and we'll have to operate without that global presence. But this team fight doesn't need a Cannon Barrage. All you need is an engage and a Cataclysm by Rosero, layer the bullet time and the shockwave, and bada bing, bada boom, wombo combo done. Everyone will pop like a balloon, just waiting to see can they get it off, and Lotus just need to avoid that deadly combo.
Yep, and of course you can avoid it if you are Alistair in particular, so I would expect that Rosero will not be ulting him. We'll likely be looking for, you know, JVL, for LZ, for Kiwiism in particular would be good targets. Do want to feel a little bit bad for Papa Francesco. He almost certainly had a solo kill up there in top lane, but LZ once again showed up just like he has all of the last 2 games to make Papa's poor life miserable. Clearly, LZ not a religious man because he just wants to punish Papa over and over again.
And shoving out this wave now is Papa trying to bounce this one back. Holding the freeze, though, is the idea. Accelerate really is having a hard time stepping up to this wave. Has to use the Q basically off cooldown. Try not to take too much grasp punish. This is why we had the GPR5. It's such a lane dominant champion and scales incredibly well. Dragon online once again, and of course it's Wyo here first. They have this early game composition. Kiwi actually caught out a little bit. There's your flash out of the Cataclysm. One critical ultimate down. They may actually opt to fight without that. There's no way to keep members in the bullet time or through the shockwave. Lotus gonna step up now.
Yeah, you just back off here. Palmgoat doesn't have a lot of split from the rest of your team. He's gonna have to take the long way around. I would just play this very slow. I mean, Seraphine still has her ulti. I don't really know if you want this.
Everyone's here thinking about it. Papa's gonna TP on into this one. Accelerate does not have TP, and Lotus immediately understand that this is not their objective. Again, Papa coming up big. That was close, by the way, from Alistair. What was that? 40 HP on the dragon. Barely not gonna connect, but again, Papa TPing down to a dragon, gonna secure that one. But here we go. Once again, Accelerate free time to push on this top turret, and we know what Accelerate can do with some gold.
We certainly do. He's been a monster these last 2 games. I will venture to say, though, a little bit different having gold on a, as the ulti pop to clear the wave here, on a Vladimir than it is on a Mordekaiser. Of course, Mordekaiser can make, you know, particularly one person's life extremely visible. We have seen plenty of examples where you get in the middle of a team comp and do a ton, but it's just way harder than it is on Vladimir. You can just pool and get underneath everyone. So I don't think the AoE impact will be the same, which I think Wyo are happy trading away. That being said, Accelerate still will be a chonky boy. He'll be very strong. He'll be able to ult someone in if they don't have QSS and can just make the team fights very miserable for one or more individuals.
First items now coming through. Palmgoat gonna complete up that Gale Force as Alistair is gonna opt for the mana and the Spellblade in the Essence Reaver. Same thing to be said though for Papa. Everyone else still working on completing their first. Does JVL have the gold to complete his? Actually, won't channel his base. 1400 should be enough, I believe, to finish that Bork on out. And Bork Aurelia, even though it's not a mythic first item, that is a massive power spike. Alistair gonna have to shift away. This game is relatively close. It was Lotus that was going for a gold advantage, but they really haven't accrued much.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be feeling too bad. Okay.
Oh my gosh, so aggressive.
Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure, go for it, right? If you're not going to get punished, if Kiwi's not willing to pull the trigger with the ulti, and it's only a 90-second cooldown burned, and no problem there.
Yeah, it's still a pretty stable early game. You know, we've seen Lotus be very happy to team fight in recent games. They've given up 2 Drakes, but that's not the end of the world if you can fight at the 3rd, which is coming up in 3 minutes. Will be another Cloud Soul on the Rift. So, again, not the most threatening ulti in the world, but some good stuff being done by Palmgoat and Birdman. But here we go. Here comes the play. TP coming in.
Yeah, TP in from Trinity, double root, Cannon Barrage as well. So much committed to keep this bot lane duo safe. Trinity and Papa getting involved in a play one way or another. And will commit a lot for it. No one will die. JVL, meanwhile, has free push on mid. And Trinity's going to lose out on about a wave and a half.
Yeah, Trinity's still ahead in CS, though, so the matchup going very well. Again, had the acceleration from those 2 early kills. That was a lot expended to keep the bot lane alive. Trinity has to TP down LZ. You don't want this.
LZ is going to get chain CC. There's no flash. And he stands and accepts his death with honor. There's only Ghost on the Udyr, and that Cataclysm is like a cage for LZ. There's no way out, and because of the summoner selection, he has to sit there and accept it. Birdman here gonna hover to make sure Rosero can take this one freely, but they may be looking for the fight. Birdman is gonna miss. There's the encore, finds 2. That's a beautiful Aurelia ulti, and look at the play now. The damage is pouring through. Alistair's found 1, and JVL's gonna find 2. Quick ulti over the wall from Kiwiism, and all of a sudden your kill score is just about back to even.
I guess you do want that coming over the wall. Nice ulti by Kiwiism, sets everything up and lets JVL go over the wall, pick up the red buff, and set up the fight with that Blade Storm. So, excuse me, Vanguard's Edge. So, really do like that. Accelerate going in for a trade here. Again, you can't ulti Papa Francesco, just immune that with the orange, which is part of the reason this gangplank did come in with the counter. But like the turnaround from Lotus after their jungler does fall, they say, no death will go unpunished or unavenged. And they take down 2 in favor of the 1, get the gold back to an even state.
Rare miss from Birdman there on the dredge line. Really messing that engage up, and that gives JVL free space to move around the fight and get on to the critical members. And with that, JVL has now picked up his first kill along with Alistair, and those are the 2 members that you really need this gold on. Essence Reaver and Caulfield's now completed, along with JVL picking up his first item in Bork and the Hearthbound Axe.
Yep, and the tier fully stacked already for Alistair, so he'll be feeling just fine. You know, we do see Ezreal's often go without mythic items until very late, or not at all, so we'll be feeling very good on this pick. We'll be very safe throughout the game. Same can be said for a lot of members of WyoBoomers here, though. I do like that JVL got that kill. It'll get him a little bit back in his lane, make him a bit of a threat as this 3rd Drake is spawning, and I'm sure this will be the point of intrigue for both of these teams.
This is game 5, sole point here for WyoBoomers. If they can secure it, it would put them at 3, and LZ is going to be doing his best to clear away some vision now. Put it all on the line, boys. This is your fight to take. WyoBoomers and Lotus both looking to duke it out. Accelerate has TP along with Papa, but again, that Cannon Barrage can be used at any time to assist the fight if it does break out nice and early.
Yeah, Cannon Barrage is up, TP's both up, so everyone can be here for this Drake. Pretty much everything up. The only flash that is down is Trinity's. As Kiwi loses the flash in the build up to the fight. That is a big summoner expended. Will have the exhaust up, but now 1 member on each side will be flashless. Of course, LZ does not have a flash at all, so that's a second one down. But pretty much everything available for these teams as this Drake is up, and we are now hovering around it. Palmgoat taking the long way around to regroup with the team. Will Lotus just jump on the Drake and try to get this one started?
LZ and Kiwiism are 2 members that if they get caught in the Cataclysm cannot get out no matter what. Here they go. The Cataclysm's gonna find LZ. The bullet time's gonna be there. It doesn't charm up the misfortunes. The bullet time damage is massive coming the way through. JVL and LZ are gonna fall. Rosero's gonna be the trade. TP now coming in. Accelerate is here. Trinity gonna go low. Has no flash, remember, in the death realm. Slams him into the ground. Accelerate looking for a little bit more damage. Having to flash away. The double up's gonna find his way into accelerating Kiwiism. Both members have drawn their battle lines for now. Jungler and mid laner both dead for Lotus and WyoBoomers. Everyone walking away. Birdman's still looking for more. Health bars are lower on the side of Lotus, which means they need to disengage, but they need to be careful about Birdman. This man is deadly on the Nautilus. There's your hook forward. They're going to blow up Kiwiism. Papa's going to keep himself nice and healthy with the healing coming through from the GP Orange. No damage to be found from Lotus. They find another free one onto Kiwi, and they take the winning fight. It's very extended, but this game is still anyone's to take.
Yeah, knife's edge and a slight win on the team fight for WyoBoomers, but they lose the Drake. So Lotus will slow down the dragon stacking, and it will be some extra time on the clocks to allow members to farm up. That's kind of good for both teams, if I'm being honest. Udyr has a massive CS lead over, or LZ does over Rosero at the moment. That would be, again, kind of expected. But there is just a point at which Udyr basically flattens out as a champion. Once he gets 5 points in the Phoenix stance and his second item, he really doesn't get much stronger than that, as this is what I'm talking about.
No flash on Trinity. There's stun number 1. Birdman is here to support the team, but can Trinity get away? LZ might have gone a little bit too far for this. When Rosero showed up, Birdman maybe the target to go down, though. No aftershock left available. LZ not gonna commit for more. Somehow Bird gets out. Oh, what a snipe from Alistair. Takes a page of the Palm Goat's lethality Varus book and finds a shot from downtown with a nice true shot barrage. Picking up number 2 for Alistair as they clean up a quick kill.
Yeah, that'll feel really good. Mid lane tier 1 down. They're going to assault mid lane tier 2. I don't know how long Palm Gold can hold this one off. Plenty of range. Over Rosero.
Alistair is going to be taken very low. Palm Gold looking for the 1v1. The bullet time over the top. Rips through the squad, but JVL turns it around and assassinates Misfortune. Palm Goat deleted from the game. Having to wait a little bit longer in the gray screen. This game, man, and he wants to take once again. Accelerate will free push here on bot side. Gonna get the second turret for Lotus. A little bit more gold in the pockets, but you could see how much damage that LDR Misfortune bullet time did.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I mean, it's a worthy sacrifice coming out from Palm Goat. He knows JVL is going to come in and mess him up, but he knows he's got 3 members trapped in the ulti from Rosero. Pops it over the top. They pick up 2. They get an extra kill. Their turret will fall. They almost trade out mid lane turret here. I'm not sure if the minions will have time to clean it up, but this turret will just basically be on death's door. If it doesn't fall here, will it fall? Will it fall? It will just fall. Okay, so mid lanes are equal here. The tier 2 still does stand, even though it is damaged. Tier 1 in the bottom lane is the extra turret for the side of Lotus. But again, this game just incredibly even. And at the beginning of today's series, we mentioned that we thought these teams were very close. Every analyst on the desk predicted 3-2 for one team or another. Both the casters did, both the analysts did. And, it wasn't looking like that was going to be the case. And I think now we see why we thought these teams were so very close in this game 5. Some of these games haven't been. Game 1 certainly was. Game 4 certainly was. This game could not be any closer. It's literally within 100 gold. 3 Drakes off the map. 22 minutes in. Both teams have compositions that you could see winning team fights. If the wombo combo is great from Wyo, they could win. If it's not, they could lose. It could go either way. It's going to come down to execution and who performs in this game 5. And we wouldn't have it any other way here at Excellency.
Of course, my friend. And you got to talk about the carries that have really stepped up in game 5 when things matter. Yes, it's Palm Goat for WyoBoomers. The man is 4-1 on the Misfortune, finding massive damage with the bullet time. But for Lotus, when things get tough, JVL has been the one to step up on his birthday nonetheless. The man has got a new keyboard or something. He's popping off tonight, looking to get the impossible reverse sweep. 20 seconds on the dragon as Palm Goat going back to mid to clear out the wave. We're going to get probably another fight here. Papa has TP to join.
Yep, Papa's got TP again. He's got the Gangplank ulti, and we're setting up for a repeat here. Have you heard of deja vu? Because Wyo is setting up the same angle, although the Gale Force does come out, and the setup is good enough from Lotus. They're just going to burst this down. Second Drake over to them, and we are now even in Drake score. There's literally not a thing to separate these two teams at the moment. The gold is basically even, although the turret in the top lane will fall for Papa, evening up the turret score. It's literally less than a 300 gold lead. 2 Drakes on either side. Like, what? I mean, could you could you find a better balance? Like, throw out your Thanos memes, your Knife's Edge memes. Like, you got 1,000 options here, but it's literally as close as could be.
And really, these two teams are going to come down to a photo finish here at the checkered line, waiting to see who crosses it first. Going to need instant replay to check how this series went. 4 minutes on the next dragon. We shouldn't get too much skirmish until then. And I really do want to highlight, man, these players have worked so hard, so incredibly intense, but Birdman may just be caught out here. We'll be fine for now. Kiwism has the flash immediately away. There's the Encore. It's going to find 2. The shockwave on the finish of Kiwism. He's going to be shut down, and LZ might just die as well. 2 for nothing. That was a critical positioning error, and it was heavily punished by WyoBoomers. A flash shockwave. Alistair trying to do something to stop them from heading straight towards the Baron, but Wyo don't care about your poke. They're headed damn right there.
Yeah, they should go right there, and especially with Alistair's ulti down now, there's nothing to steal this away. You've got a couple of ultis down as part of your wombo combo. They want to set up a trap. I think they should just be on Baron. They're going to get spotted out. Rosero going to fake going in. I don't know why they're on Baron. They need to be on Baron right now. There's 9 seconds. They're going to waste the opportunity. It takes them too long. I think that's a mistake from WyoBoomers. I know they want to be cautious. It's early in the game, 25 minutes. The respawn timers aren't that much, but you've got the flash out of Kiwi. You've got the ult out of Kiwi. The jungler is dead. You have setup you can turn. I don't know why this isn't a Baron take.
I gotta be honest with you, DJ. Again, I'll level. I agree. I don't know why they're not on the Baron there. At least you're going to get some sort of an attempt at a fight. And in a 3v5, you could only imagine it would go their way. There's no Encore available from Kiwi, even if he gets back to the fight. Finally now picking up Moonstone, but that was never going to be the worry. And JVL hopping forward won't find anything there onto Papa, but yeah, I think Wyo should have had an opportunity there, but will decide to pull off a trap. But all the same, they get 2 kills basically for free. Trinity, to be fair, does not have the flash now available, as that could be a nice target to look at for this upcoming fight.
Yeah, and you know, I think it's fair to say, we're seeing in chat here, you know, maybe there are some nerves. This is 2 games in a row they've lost here. It's literally, there's no next. There's no going next for either team. Also, the Mordekaiser ulti is a consideration. You can ult the jungler, take him away, but you know, I still think it's a wise decision to go for Baron there. If he ults your jungler, the Mordekaiser's gone. There's no front line. Just kill the back line. Just peel off a Baron. Don't DPS it. Kill everyone and then kill Accelerate when he comes out of the ulti. And, you know, easier said than done, I suppose. But these are great players on every side. They should be able to execute that. So, yeah, maybe just nerves. Maybe just better safe than sorry. Either way, the play is dead. We're going to have to wait for the next one. And it is likely to be this Drake spawning in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Red buff going to be passed on over to Palm Goat. Going to grab that one on up to get the tick burning. Alistair could say the same as well. Will have a red buff of his own. But the biggest member on this squad is not the AD carry. It is JVL, this bruiser assassin Aurelia. He has come to light tonight and has arrived in the biggest way possible for Lotus in a time where they needed it most. He will shine his bright light. Gonna grab the blue buff as well, actually. Thought maybe you'd want to give that one to Kiwi, but they know who the carry is. JVL has the TP. He's gonna try to get the push going. And here we go. The setup has now commenced.
Yeah, setup coming out. I do want to mention, as we look across the state of the map, Gangplank and Misfortune, Palm Goat and Papa, they are big. Oh, LZ dead.
LZ has no way out. Remember, the shockwave is there. They didn't have an escape plan, and Kiwiism's gonna fall as well. This is another positioning error by the Zaren members. DJ, it's deja vu. LZ and Kiwi getting caught. Name a better duo, and now it's WyoBoomers capitalizing on the Baron.
Yeah, again, I don't think there's any way you steal this. I think if you're Lotus, just be smart. Go to the Drake, see if you can take it away, see if you can push turrets or something. But you can, I think Wyo should recognize this. They need to send members to Dragon right now. Okay, there we go. I like it. They're waiting for the Ezreal to be come. They need to run straight to Drake. They can disrupt this. You know, the setup is not there. The Drake is up. If they can get there fast enough, they can break this up. TP's coming in. This is scary for Lotus.
They're going, and Alistair is going to have to give this one up. Shifting out of the pit now. No way to steal. No true shot. Barrage. Final skill shot's gone through, and there's no steal on the board. That is soul point now secured, and that is dangerous here to Lotus. Baron for WyoBoomers. Just when you thought the series was slipping through the cracks, they bring it back, find 2 quick kills, and convert it into a Baron buff.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you play KG Game 5s like this. It's one mistake, it's one positioning error, and the game breaks open. All of a sudden, 3k gold lead, Baron and Soul Point in the hands of WyoBoomers because LZ, the new jungler, the young jungler for Lotus, he doesn't have flash against a Jarvan. Yeah, you're a fast Udyr, but it's not just like a cage. It's literally a cage. Like, you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. It's as good as a cage against my roommate's dog. Like, you ain't going nowhere when that thing comes down. Kiwi comes and tries to help out his teammate as you would do on a Seraphine, but there's Birdman on his Nautilus that's been banned all series, launches the ulti, point and click, they take him down. It's an easy Baron. They wisely save the TP. They use it to pick up the soul point, and now they are pushing down bot lane to try to bust this game open. But remember, the last time that WyoBoomers had Baron, they tried to engage, they failed, and they got aced in game 4. Will it happen again?
In the same side as Summoner's Rift 2, just on the opposite, it's mirrored now. This time, they'll be wise to the tricks of the engage. They'll pull away immediately after the turret falls, and you can see Sherelda's now in for Alistair, going to do a little bit to slow up the creeps from advancing. A trap is being laid, but who's trapped with who? I'm not really sure you win this one. They don't have the members all stacked here. Barrel's going to go forward, and WyoBoomers are really starting to put on the pressure now. The recall's in for Alistair, picking up a little bit more to hold off this siege, but it's WyoBoomers not giving up the push. They're looking for more. Papa and Palmgoat have so much threat on this turret. Gonna throw down a couple barrels. There they go. Not gonna find much damage for now. The siege cannon minion is still alive. The siege is still alive as well in its spirits. WyoBoomers gonna keep this cannon alive at all costs, dropping everything to stop it, but there you go. It's been cut down.
Yeah, but the next wave's arriving, and look at top lane. It's just pushing in favor of WyoBoomers. Nobody there to answer it for Lotus. This turret in top lane likely just to fall to minions as this bottom one goes down.
Turret has been cracked at 30 minutes into game number 5. The base is finally open for WyoBoomers. Lotus are exposed. Their wounds, they're fresh, and they have to defend their base for a little bit more, a little bit longer against the Baron empowered siege. They have to last for a set amount of time, and then they can walk away. There you go. It's finally over now. The relentless pursuit of those siege minions will give up in 2 minutes on the next dragon. The jungle's going to be cleared. The Krugs are taken. LZ frantically scrambling towards his chickens, trying to get everything back. Lead is 5,000 now to the Boomers.
Yeah, that's what happens. It breaks open. There's so much standing gold still on the map because of how cagey it's been. And, you know, you got to say, it's good enough for for Lotus. They did their job. They didn't lose an inhib. They lost a couple of turrets, but it was not the end of the world. I do like that Wyo pushed it in bot lane because now the next time the Baron spawns, there is a pressure point there for Papa to use. He can go into that bot lane. He can be available with the ulti, with the teleport as he pressures that inhibitor when the next Baron does come up in 2 minutes and 4 seconds. But before that, we've got a potential soul point in 1:20. WyoBoomers is absolutely primed to win this one. They are ahead, 5,000 gold, now 3 items and a QSS for Palmgoat. He cannot be ultied by Accelerate. Everyone is online here. Trinity has 3 items, nearly 4. Papa Francesco is unkilled in this game, 3 items. This is going to be a banger of a fight. If WyoBoomers win it, they may just bust the game beyond repair. If Lotus can win it, we might be in for a long slog once again.
And we've seen Lotus come back from deficits like this before, but the vision control is really the problem. They're going to have to find a way through the jungle. There you go. The vision cone used to
Hey, Expert C Esports 2, welcome in, baby.
Hey, welcome. I'm not actually sure what happened in that game. We'll get you updated as soon as possible, but welcome everyone here to the game of the night. as Lotus take on Wyo in Game 5 in Silver Scrapes. We have arrived at the critical moment, the climax of the series, as we're headed around to Soul Point. Papa Francesco throwing a couple barrels forward. Big damage. Kiwism going to try to heal that one up. We're going to get into a fight here momentarily.
Yeah, I like the setup. The positioning from WyoBoomers is really good here. Now, Alistair can poke them down from range, but they're all set up to land the wombo combo. The critical aspect is, will Kiwism save the ulti to interrupt Palm Goat? But Palm Goat just wants to start this Drake up. I don't know if they can get in. They don't have a Jarvan to come over the wall.
They got it. It's Stole secured to WyoBoomers. No contest from Lotus. And that is Ocean Soul giving up. But Lotus want to trade something back. Now they're headed mid lane. Going to grab one turret. Maybe they push for more. The recalls are channeled. They're coming through, and Trinity and Palm are here to defend. No base crack just quite yet. As LZ, JVL, Kiwi, Accelerate, Alistar, these 5 members have put everything, their heart, souls, blood, and tears into the reverse sweep. But it's all on the line now. Look at the damage from Alistair at this point in the game. But you just have the question, is it enough? Can Alistair lead Lotus to one more victory?
Can he do it? I do have to say about that last trade, Soul for mid lane tier 2 turret. That might be the worst deal in the history of deals, I think, ever. Maybe just... unfortunately, not a great trade for Lotus. The Soul now is in the pockets of WyoBoomers. They will have it. They have vision on the Baron, so even though Trinity gets chunked out by Alistair, they're gonna have time to set up. And like you said, Necrox, this has got to come down to your big carries. You've got to look at Alistair. It's an Ezreal. I know it's not the hardest carry in the world, but you can carry fights on this champ. You can do so much damage if you're left untouched in the backline. Can JVL find a huge flank to get the Vanguard's edge out onto multiple members? That's how you have to play this Aurelia later in these team fights. Trinity, though, and Palm Goat are so set up for success in this team fight. They are massive. They have all their summoner spells. Literally everything is up across the board. Soul is on the side of WyoBoomers. The Baron is up. Elder Drake in 4.5 minutes. Will we get there? Who knows? I'm not sure if we're going to fight over Baron before that, or if there will be a clever play to take it. But either way, the next big team fight is likely to be a game ender. Even if it doesn't end the game, it will break it wide open and make comeback nearly impossible.
Itemization checks now. Kiwism still not completed the second item, but JVL sitting on 3 and a stopwatch. That is big, big damage and survivability for this Aurelia. But on the other end of the board, you got a QSS and 3 items for Misfortune. Palm Goat sitting on the Grievous Wounds as well. That big AoE is going to do so much in these fights, and they're headed straight down mid. They don't care about vision control anymore. They want these turrets.
Yeah, this is a macro mistake from Lotus. They're just going to give up their turret for absolutely free. I mean, at this point in the game, turrets are basically paper. Like, they fall in an instant. You saw it there. And now with that mid lane tier 2 down, they're just going to go back and clear out vision. You can see the Scuttlebug vision is about to expire. I want to see Wyo put Papa Francesco in the bottom lane here. It's pushing away from them. They need to get this lane pushing. They have vision control over this river. Get a point of pressure on this map. Allow him to TP into the fight. They're going to set up a trap instead. We'll see if it pays off.
You see the question mark pings actually coming down in the map. They think that something funny might be up, so they will not face check. Wise Lotus are to these tricks. Alistair going to pick up again another red buff. It feels like this game has been going on for hours on end, but it's just been close fights back and forth. Close engages, traps laid, vision set, objectives taken, and all in the same time. Wyo have come out ahead here as we crest 36.5 minutes, almost to the point where game number 1 ended, where Wyo clinched a critical win. If that one went differently, DJ, this night might be over, but we're still in it. Game 5, everything on the line. The early game is done.
Papa?
The mid game is
I was
over.
gonna say that looked awkward. Yeah, okay.
I was wondering, I was like, Papa maybe a little bit excited about how tanky he is, but instead we're going to run into a pause awfully quickly. Hopefully it shall be resolved. We'll find out momentarily what the cause is, but we're going to get some breathing room. Everyone, if you have time to do it, grab your snacks, get a breather, water if you need, because this game is going to come to a fantastic end in just a few minutes, I could only imagine.
Yeah, hit your bingo cards. I will say a little unfortunately there, Papa's Immortal Shield, though, was popped by Alistair on the DC. Alistair did apologize in chat, but, definitely not his fault. Just playing the game as he should. We'll have to see how this one does resolve because, again, the game just balanced on a knife's edge here. Like, any advantage is an advantage for one of these sides. So we'll have to see how this does resolve if Lotus maybe allows Papa to go back to base or something. But nevertheless, game will be paused. Get yourself a snack. Get yourself on that bingo card. Hit up Excellency Jake Kelton on Twitter. Let him know what's going on. He threatened us, telling us that we weren't his best casters and that this was going to be a flop of a series. Well, it's not. We are having a blast here in game number 5. Cannot wait to see the end of this one.
We've gotten word that Papa is reconnecting, so hopefully shouldn't be too much longer now. We'll keep you updated all on that, but we get ready for our final moments of this series. Lotus and Wyo have been neck and neck all night. There you go. The reconnection is in, just waiting for the resume. Quickly, DJ, I need a breakdown for this final fight. Where do we keep our eyes? There's going to be so much chaos, but I need 2 or 3 critical things for the audience to keep peeled for.
I mean, number one is just keep your eyes on where Rosero's going to ult. Again, it's not going to be Alistair. You cannot ult an Ezreal. It's not a good target. I would be looking at Kiwi as the target. Even when Kiwi has been able to flash out of the pit, it makes it difficult for him to throw out the ulti. And Kiwi's ultimate is critical to these fights because it's really the only way you get to interrupt Misfortune ulti. I don't even think Vanguard's Edge does it. I might be mistaken on that. But unless LZ can get there, which I don't think he can.
Oh no, this is so unfortunate. Rosero's gonna get able to get away though. Somehow the flash takes him to safety. JBL's looking for the fight, but he's thrown into the death row. Rosero's gonna go down. This is all off the back of a pause. A quick freeze, but Papa is gonna go low. He's gonna go down. Bullet time rips through the health bars. Accelerate will fall. JBL into the stasis. There he goes once more. Trinity gonna go golden. Shutdown's gonna be passed on over to Palm Goat. Flashing forward is Trinity. Exhaust does not matter. Alistair left to do it all in a 1v3. The base is open, and here come WyoBoomers.
This might just be the end. It's only Alistair. He's just an Ezreal. He can do a lot of damage, but the wave clear is not perfect. And I gotta say, that was a snap attack from Lotus out of the pause. They recognized that they could get LZ in, but they get punished for it. Palmgo just outplays them in the fight. Can they force this wave in? They don't take any damage from Alistair. This is so hard for Ezreal.
Going to be able to clear the way for now. The rotations are coming through. Birdman going to tank. Well, there is no turret. There is nothing to tank. It's simply inhibitor exposed. This was taken so much earlier on into the game, and that's a double inhibitor. Now gone for Lotus. They lose 2 critical pieces of defense in that play off the back of a pause. They try to make a quick snapshot decision, and they lose everything for it. Flash is gone. Summoner's gone. Ulti's gone. 50 seconds on Elder, and Baron is up. We have fully gone into the late game now. Elixirs are online, DJ. This is it. Your game-ending fight.
Yeah, it's going to be the Elder Drake. 40 seconds there. Nobody cares about Baron when Elder is on the map. Critically, Alistair's flash is down. Their only flash up is accelerates for Lotus. And guess whose flash is still available? Palm Goat, the man who just won the last team fight. He's got the escapes. He has all of the damage he needs to carry this fight. Look for this man to win the game for WyoBoomers.
He's going to be the one with a bullet time to do everything here. The dreams have come true for WyoBoomers if they win this fight. Lotus may still have a little bit more to do, but if they pull off an ace clean enough, they could straight run down mid. The Elder Dragon has descended. Supers have applied the pressure. Alistair taking a little bit of damage along with Kiwism. Accelerate has found one with the Death Realm. There's the Encore. It's going to find 2. Bullet time. This is massive. Your game-ending fight one way or another. Accelerate's going to go golden. Papa Francesco on the front line going to keep himself alive. JBL's going to go down. Alistair doing a little bit of damage. Accelerate's going to find his way away. It's a 3-on-3. Still here at the Elder Dragon. Palm Goat going to start this one up. Doing a little bit of DPS. Alistair still here. Looking to claim this dragon, but Rosero is alive. They have the smite. They have to take the fight. They can't let him get it low enough, or this one's going to go to Rosero and WyoBoomers. Accelerate's here once more. They're still going to look for more. Accelerate is here on the front line once again, trying to keep Rosero away. They're going to flip it. It's been taken by Rosero. Now the execution rotations coming through, but Trinity and Pomgo don't feel confident enough. True shot barrage will not do the damage. Somehow the supers are in the base, their end of the game by themselves. The bases are being stopped. Now there's one shot. Pomgo the hero. Now they have to get back to the base to defend these turrets and the Nexus. It's wide open. It's all open. It's Elsie, Kiwi, and JVL all here trying frantically to defend the base. Finally, they may have a little bit of breathing room as the wave clear is enough. The super is still pushing, but here comes the TP. The fight's not over yet. They're looking to force the issue. Trinity re-entering the fray. It's an open Nexus. It's going to be close one way or another. A quick freeze I run into as we might have just had a slight pause. We're going to have to wait to see the conclusion of the game. We're not done just quite yet to get the issue resolved. We're gonna have to get the issue resolved awfully quickly. I'm not sure what the issue is, but we will be back after a slight break, hopefully with the conclusion of our best of 5 series. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get prepared to tell you what may be the worst news we've had all night. It is game over. The series is done. There is no more League of Legends to be played. Lotus have lost the final game in the best of 5. The end was as quick and as quiet as you'd like. You saw the ending screen. They ran down mid and hit the Nexus till it exploded. A sad end to the story, but a great run for WyoBoomers as they take down our 2nd seed.
Yeah, they do it. And what a series it was, Necrox. I mean, coming into the day, we talked about how close these two teams were going to be. Even when the matchup came out, I think we all sort of looked at it and thought, this is going to be a close one. These teams are so good. They're so evenly matched. They have advantages in different lanes. And it comes down to a 41-minute game in Game 5, nearly the first reverse sweep in Excellency history, but WyoBoomers find a way to get it done. They get the early game lead. Rosero gets onto his Jarvan, and they find a way to win. And who else? Palm Goat, 8-1-6. Trinity, 7-3-9. Carry the Boomers to victory. They will win another quarterfinal series and move on to the semifinals, most likely due to the fact that Akuma won against Vlad Banners Only, the team that knocked them out of playoffs last year after Papa Francesco was forced to play AD carry when their top laner, I think, got sick in that series. So it will be a potential chance at revenge. WyoBoomers will be moving on, but unfortunately, the story for our runners-up last season is over. Lotus have fallen in a 5-game series to Boomers. Their season is done.
There was hope and there was light, but WyoBoomers close that tunnel and say goodbye to Lotus as they are knocked out of playoffs. But what a night it was for WyoBoomer, starting out 2-0 throughout that series and then letting a couple games slip through the cracks, just a couple mistakes here and there, some pop-off performances, to be fair, from Accelerate and JVL, but at the end of the night, even though we don't get to see the finish, we know what happens, and it's WyoBoomers that take the best of 5, and we have an interview lined up as well with Mr. Palm Goat, the one and only man who could carry WyoBoomers to stop the reverse sweep. Hopefully we have him. Get him in here in a moment. We'll have to get that figured out in a second. Sorry about that, everyone. We will be getting Palm Goat in a second. Hey, he's joined us. Just like the end of the game, it was a little bit of suspense, but we all knew what was going to happen. Palm Goat, welcome, my friend. Let me say, first of all, congratulations and well done.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was a banger series, man.
No kidding, dude. That's what I wanted to say. Have you had a chance to catch your breath, collect any thoughts? Talk me through what's going on in comms through your heads at the start of game 5, after losing 2 games, and then at the end of game 5 when you're winning that game as you start to get in control. Like, what is going through your guys' heads?
I mean, honestly, I'm really proud of my team because I think that there is a real chance. Sometimes, we can get a little bit tilted, not going to lie. There's sometimes some big tilt that happens, but after that game 4, there was no tilt at all from anybody. We were all just taking it super seriously, and we knew that we had a good chance to win and that it was going to be hard, but we could definitely do it. So I think that everybody just moved on to the next game and talked about what we're going to do in the draft, and we kind of went with a little bit of a different direction with the kind of Wombo team, and I think that actually ended up being good because it kind of forced Alistair to play something that was a little bit less of like a hyper carry or that can be supported well. And then also it let us get a good lane bot with the Nautilus into the Seraphine.
I mean, that's fair enough. I think you guys found some great picks, turning it into a Baron. There's a couple times we may have wanted you to push your lead a little bit more, but man, you guys execute cleanly when it matters most. And I know you guys said you could get a little tilted and things could get a little heated in comms. I gotta ask though, after game 1 in particular, how were the mentals? It was an absolute insane game 1. How do you recover from that as a team? How do you come back together and say, okay guys, calm down. Let's move into game 2 and let's clean things up.
Yeah, I think that was actually really good for us because a lot of the time we tend to just troll in game 1 and do just either we're not on the same page or we haven't warmed up or we're not, our drafts are weird. So I think that actually was really good for us because even though it was really long and we got completely rolled in the early game, and I think that Lotus definitely had to throw for us to win, just because it meant that we had that confidence boost of actually knowing that we can win. I think that it made it really easy to go into the next game confident and picking we kind of countered their lane in game 2 bot lane, and it kind of gave us confidence that we could do things like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of, trolling a draft or something like that, I don't think it was a true troll. It seemed very premeditated, but when that draft came out in game number 2, you got everyone on the analyst desk and chat sitting here going, what? When's the last time we've seen Zyra come out, even into Caitlyn? But it looked like you guys were super prepared for that Caitlyn pick because the comp was executed almost flawlessly in that game 2. And we're sitting here thinking, oh my God, Lotus is just off their rocker tilted because you guys just destroyed them with a composition that I don't think anyone for months, years.
Yeah, no, I think we definitely had a huge draft kingdom in game 2. I part of the reason why we came away with that is just because I personally love playing Caitlyn. So I know exactly what is really freaking obnoxious to play against as Caitlyn. So because we had Trinity so good at that Tristana and can so easily take it mid and just blind it, that really opened us up for the opportunity to pick something super obnoxious bot lane and punish them.
I mean, it worked out very well. That Varus was getting one shots left and right, but you skip past 3 and 4. You don't worry about those. As DJ said on cast, you act as if it's a best of 1, right? When it comes to game 5, nothing else matters. Throw it all out the window. Tell me about the final decision in the game. You're getting absolutely massive at what point do you tell your team, hey, just set me up for a bullet time and we're going to win this one? Or are you then encouraging your teammates to push forward and make the plays?
Yeah, I think that the mid game of that one was really weird because we were definitely ahead, but we were having trouble figuring out how exactly to use our lead to get an advantage besides just taking the dragons, which Cloud Soul is good, but not the best for like just ending the game. And I think that after actually that fight mid where we had Rezero die early on, and then they kind of just ran at us and we got the ult combos. I think that's what kind of showed us that like we can not be quite so scared. Like we can definitely just make them fight us in a choke, and there's not really a way that we can win because the Irelia and the Mord, even with all that armor, just melt in those ult combos.
Yeah, they certainly did. And it did carry you through. You guys set up all the team fights super well. And again, took down Lotus in a huge series. And that is the runner up from last season, now gone in the quarterfinals. So I got to ask you, looking forward, last season, WyoBoomers won their first series against Anarchy Fallen, against Accelerate once again, 2 seasons in a row now. You have knocked him out of playoffs, unfortunately for him. But the second series did not quite go to plan. I know there was some COVID emergency that happened, requiring Papa to play in the bottom lane against what I believe will be the same opponents in Vlad banners only. So talk me through what you guys are thinking now, knowing your opponents, knowing you are going to get a shot at revenge after that very unfortunate circumstance in the winter season. Are you excited to take your shot at the Kings?
Well, I actually did not know that we were going to play Vlad banners only. I'm definitely excited. I think that's going to be super hype. That was super unlucky.
Oh, wait,
the whole
I think
thing.
I might have lied.
So I think we're the lower seed, right?
Yeah, you are. Dang it. I'm wrong.
Okay.
Flip it. Flip it. Answer for the other way around, though. So he's not playing VBO, so that means his opponent then will be
Glaive.
Playing Glaives.
Yeah, Glaive.
Yeah.
So thoughts on that matchup, maybe then?
Yeah, that one is one that I think is going to be super tough. They're pretty clearly the best team in the league, I would say. But we're definitely going to do a lot of prep and just try to figure out some ways that maybe we can find weaknesses or figure out draft strategies and team plays that can maybe get us an advantage, even though they're all so strong individually. But we're just going to have to see. That's going to be super tough, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, I got one last question for you, Mr. Palm Goat. And man, I know we're supposed to have an Ash date at some point, and we got a future set out ahead of us. But I know it's been forever, right? But I have not forgotten. But the final question, really, other than me, a word to your fans out there. It's got to be amazing watching you guys go all night at it on this best of 5 and come out on top. What do you have to say for those who are sticking with you throughout the night?
I want to say thank you so much to everybody who watched the stream. I was getting a lot of encouraging messages and DMs, so I really appreciate that. Really lucky to have such nice friends and a team that had such great mental. And I also honestly want to give a shout out to the Lotus bot lane, Alistair and Kiwism. I think that they played super well. And yeah, I have a ton of respect for those guys, so also shout out to them.
Okay, fair enough. And thank you so much for the interview, my friend. Obviously, an incredible series to watch. I could only imagine what it was like to feel that endorphin rush as you take the Nexus for the final time on the night. Again, thank you for the interview. I wish you the best of luck and the rest of your playoffs run.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. What a humble man and so well spoken for a Sivir player. No, I'm only joking. Palm Goat is absolutely incredible. And at the end of the night, the man gets his win. It was close, but really the story is Lotus are out. They got no shot at taking back their crown. WyoBoomers move on, an incredible night, but I'm more shocked, to be honest, that Lotus are out than Wyo have won, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little shocking to see the runners up fall out of playoffs. But again, we had some narrative, building up that they needed secondary carries. And I do think that Accelerate and JVL certainly stepped up, particularly later in the series as they warmed up and tried to be, you know, the Robin to Alistair's Batman, but it just was not enough tonight. And, you know, I can't say I'm too surprised. I did pick 3-2 WyoBoomers after all, Necrox.
Man, I said you were the prophet coming into this. I guess I cursed it myself. Well, I fall short on predictions. The good man DJ does not. While the rest of our analysts may have been so close to being right, you're the only one that really wins the cookie at the end of the day. Along with WyoBoomers, you all can share that one. That is just about it for us tonight. Thank you so much for everyone who either started on a stream with us all the way through, or if you tuned in midway, even with the raid from Excellency 2. I appreciate you all so much for your viewership and your eyes. I'm not sure, honestly, if there's a post show tonight. It is already next in the morning for me, so if there is, maybe we can get a ping for everyone to come through. But again, I appreciate you all and your support so very much. And until we see you next time on The Rift, stay safe, have a good night.
Do we fight to hold our heads up high and beat the drums, do what we love? Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds collide.